I'm Vicky Locklin and welcome to Island Kitchen. Hello, hi, and thanks for joining us here at Mood Beach Restaurant. I'm here with head chef Les Regan. Hello.
Good morning,
now
Vic.
then, the smells are already amazing. What are we doing today?
Well, Vic, today we're going to make some lovely tomato sauce, a really basic Italian recipe, really simple for people to do at home, saves you buying it in a jar. It's going to get a lot more flavour and it's going to be a good base sauce. You're going to hear me talk a lot about base sauces. That means it's a beautiful flavoured sauce and you can make a lot of different dishes out of it.
Now, your guys that work under you, they all get taught this. This is their sort of signature basic.
Yeah, it's one of the basic things you learn to do as a chef, and it's really, really easy. Very few ingredients, and once you learn how to make it, you'll become a master of the pasta.
A master of the pasta, I like that, master of the pasta. Right, so what have we got going on now?
Right, to start us off, we're going to start with a good pot, some good olive oil, extra virgin. Here we have some of the ingredients we're going to use. Some of this is optional, of course. I'll talk to you a little bit later about that. We've got some white onion, some garlic cloves, some tomato, and this is the base of our sauce with the olive oil. Later, you can add different things.
Okay.
So, let's get our pot on, good hot pan.
Again, oil, any kind of olive oil or?
Better to work with extra virgin olive oil,
okay.
Always, you know.
Okay.
It's more healthy and it gives a better flavour, better depth and flavour.
Right.
White onion. The thing about this sauce is it's a puree. Later we're going to buzz it up with my machine here, so it doesn't really matter how you chop it up. Chop it in half, chop it in three, chop it in...
What's the difference between a white onion and sort of a bog standard one? Does this give it a better taste?
The white onions are a little bit more sweeter, you know. In Italian cooking, sometimes they use these little shallots. I have some over here, I'll show you a shallot. Well, that's heating up.
That's shallot.
This is white onion, this is a torpedo shallot, this is sweeter again. It just gives a better depth and flavour, but to be perfectly honest, with this sauce you're quite good with onions.
Yeah,
onions you can
fine.
buy in
and it's great because we've got a plane flying overhead now, peering out going, oh, people cooking.
Well, we're in Mallorca, you know.
I know. And this time of year it is amazing because it's the beginning of the year, but the sun is out, we're looking out over the sea. I mean, you've not got a bad place to work, have you really?
Yeah, it's great views here, you can see it over the sea. We got sun this morning, we're lucky. I'm just chopping up some garlic, I'm just throwing it in here.
Garlic. Now, garlic, can you use a garlic press? Or is it really not good?
Of course you can. You can use a garlic press or you can perfect your knife skills. As you can see, what I'm doing here, because it's a pureed sauce, I've just cut them in half.
Right.
You can slice them up, you can cut them in half and do what you like with it, because later you're going to buzz it up.
Okay.
But to be perfectly honest, a garlic press is a good idea if you want to keep all your fingers going. If you're not so good with a knife,
yeah,
you can
use it like that. Yeah, because a lot of people as well find the smell quite off-putting, you know, on their fingers, trying to get rid of it afterwards.
Yeah, well, when you want to cook at a good level,
yes.
Get used to the smell,
get used to the
flavours, enjoy your food.
Yeah.
So, in here we've got olive oil, we've got our 6 cloves of garlic, we've got our 2 onions. We're just going to add a little bit of rock salt,
yeah,
a little bit of black pepper, and we're
again,
just going to fry this off quickly.
You're not bothering sort of whizzing these down, are you? Because if you're going to use the
yeah,
blender,
we're going to use the mixer anyway, so you know it's perfect. So what we're going to do with these is leave them fry away a little bit here. We're going to get a nice bit of colour on them, just until the white onion is caramelised on the outside.
Right.
Not cooked through, caramelised on the outside, and then we're going to add a couple of tins of tomatoes, which I have here, which are just the tomatoes you buy in the supermarket,
yes.
those little tins,
yes,
you know.
absolutely.
There's different quality ones. It's good to go for an Italian brand most of the time because a lot of the other ones have a lot of water in them. And when you make the sauce, later it's going to separate a little bit on you.
Is this the thing? Because sometimes I make it at home and you know, I will buy just maybe the cheapest one and think, oh, it doesn't matter. But the sauce is too thin.
It's too thin.
Yeah.
If you've got a lot of water in there, it's going to separate later.
Yes, right.
So you don't want that to happen when you want it to stick to the pasta.
Right.
So this is a good quality one. As you can see, it's really depth in red colour there.
Yeah.
That's going to hold the colour when it cooks. And okay, so our onions are coming down nice here. So you can get the flavours.
So this base sauce, this tomato-based sauce, as you say, your chefs that you work with, that work for you, this is they all get trained on it. But can they also make it their own, you know, individual sort of taste?
Absolutely, you know, this is one of those sauces you can make hundreds of dishes from. It's an Italian-based sauce. You can make a bolognese from this. You can make a ragu from this. You can do all different types of pastas with seafood, frutti di mare. You can do beef sauces. You can do so much different things with these things. It's all about getting your bases right. When you want to cook, when you want to be a good chef, accomplished chef, you need to get your bases down. And the people at home, once they learn this, they can blow people's minds with flavours, you know, because they've got their flavours down.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a complicated dish. As you can see here, I'm going to use 4 ingredients with the olive oil.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. We've got onions, garlic, olive oil. We're going to use some fresh basil leaves, which I have here. Always better to go fresh.
Yes, and again, how do you just rip? Yeah, I was going to say you just rip it up.
Rip them up and throw them in there. You've got all
and the stalks as well.
Stalks and all.
Ah, right. Okay.
Nothing but flavour in there, you know.
Wow.
Don't waste anything.
Right.
So you can see this is starting to break down a little bit now.
Yeah.
You can see
Now,
the colour.
could you use this as well for something like a pizza topping? You know, if you were making.
You can do. It's the same basic ingredients.
Yeah.
You just need to reduce it a little bit more.
Okay.
By reducing it, I mean getting some of the vapour out of it, getting some of the water and bring it down, bring it down.
Right.
But yeah, it's going to give you the desired flavour for any kind of sauces like that.
Can you freeze this?
This sauce won't freeze very well.
Right.
It's better. What you can do with this is good. It's going to keep in the fridge for about 5 or 6 days.
Oh,
At a good
right.
temperature, you know. To use. In fact, this is one of those sauces. Anything you make with tomato is going to get better the next day when
like
it cools
a woman.
down and heats back up.
It gets better with age.
Just like a lady. Okay, so our onions are coming down here.
Yeah.
Good. And we're just about in time. We're going to add our tomatoes.
Okay. And now in here you've got the boiling water.
We've got some boiling water for pasta there. That's right.
Now you put some oil in there.
Yeah, we got some oil.
Do you? Is that really important? What does the oil do? That.
The oil is going to stop the pasta sticking together when it goes into the water, you know?
Right.
It's going to give it some lubrication.
Okay.
So when it moves around.
So it's not just done for effect.
Not just done for effect. Nothing we do is done for effect.
Right.
So we've got our tomatoes in there, we've got the basil, we've got the onion,
Yeah.
we've got the garlic, we've got the good olive oil, and now we're going to cook it down.
Okay.
Here I have one that's been on for about 10 minutes.
The smell is, and you can
Get
really.
the smells? Smells like a good Italian restaurant, no?
Oh, it does.
Okay, so this has been on about 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It's cooked down. To this we're going to add a dash of sugar.
What? Right. So the sugar just to sweeten it a little bit.
Just to sweeten it up because it's quite acidic with the tomatoes.
Yeah.
And the basil, okay? In
And
goes
with the
my mixer.
blender. See, I use a blender and it goes everywhere.
Yeah, well, I do too.
It's all right, you've got
I'll
this
stand
on.
back. Okay, so we're going to make a nice little puree here. And you can see it all coming together, all the textures, all the flavours coming together.
And actually
Really-
you can see that the oil's giving it a really lovely sheen.
Exactly is what it's doing. It's going to emulsify with the mixer. It's going to, little air bubbles are going to go into the sauce, and it's going to give you this really classic Italian flavour.
So really it is a case of using really good olive oil will really make a big effect
it's
on
essential.
the...
It's essential,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, absolutely. And again, will you pure it? I suppose you can pure it down to as much as chunky as you like.
You can make it as chunky sauce for a ragu, and you
Yeah.
can make it a little bit sweet. It depends what you like, you know. It's nice to leave some little. Personally, I like to leave some onions in there, but when I'm cooking in the restaurant, I get my team, and we make it into a really, really smooth sauce.
Yeah.
And then the texture we can add later.
Right.
If we're going to put some courgettes, some onions, some peppers, anything like that, this is going to give it its texture.
Now, this quantity that we're using today,
Yeah.
how many people would this serve?
You're going to make a good 8 pastas from this, eh?
Right.
A good man-sized
Good.
pastas, 8 of them.
Man-sized pastas.
Man-sized pastas.
None of the girly
No,
stuff.
no,
None of the
stuff
girly
here,
stuff.
you know.
No.
It's Italian cooking. It's all going to be
It's- I know,
man-sized, you
yes.
know. So,
Yes.
okay. We've got this lovely.
Oh, the
Pasta sauce,
smell.
yeah.
It's if you could sort of... Oh.
This is the smell of Italy we have here, I reckon.
It is, and like I say, and this is something that is just such a base. You can add meat, you can add prawns, you can add seafood, you can make it a veggie, you can do whatever you want.
Do whatever
with
you
it.
like with this sauce.
Okay.
Once you've got very few ingredients, lots of flavour,
Okay.
lots of classic flavours,
Yeah.
lots of stuff you can do with it. And that's what they do in professional kitchens. But they do it on a big scale.
Yes.
That's how we do it. We have loads of base sauces with good flavours, and then we make things off this.
Yes.
We move on this, you know.
So would you here in Mood Beach, would you make a pot of this every day? Or?
Every day we a big pot like this, and then we work from it. We make our different things, the menu del dia, we make things for the a la carte, any of the Italian dishes we're doing. This will be our base.
Right, okie dokie.
So it's a great thing to know at home.
This is, your base is done.
Yeah.
And then a bit more.
Now we're going to show you, because this is your sauce. This alone is fantastic.
Right.
This alone is fantastic. To this, you could add some chicken stock. You can make a soup out of it.
Okay.
You can break it down, make a soup out of it. What I'm going to do today is show you how to add another depth of flavour to it.
Okay.
And we're going to make a quick pasta.
Okay,
Very quick. I'll
quick
show you how
pasta.
easy it is.
I do have this urge to stick my finger in there and have a taste.
I have that urge too. Okay. But you'll get the taste soon. Okay. So again, we have a good sized pan
Yep.
here, drop of extra virgin olive oil. And like I said, this is where we use the base to make something
Okay.
new. So
Okay.
we're going to make more garlic.
Yeah, I love the way you can do that and look at me at the same time.
I like to look at you, so
Oh, the
I
Irish
think you're
charm.
So, in goes our garlic.
Yeah.
To the pan, drop of olive oil.
Yeah.
This is how simple it is when you're at home. You can have this made in the fridge 2 or 3 or 4 or 5
So
days
you can make this
beforehand.
in the morning, or like say the day
Yeah.
before, and you've got people coming around, just whip it out, reheat it.
Exactly.
Now, you've done the garlic.
Yeah, garlic is in
oil.
there. It's going to break down, going to cook.
Yeah.
Some cherry tomatoes straight out of the packet.
Okay.
Just like you get in the supermarket, straight out of the packet.
Right.
Now we're going to leave this cook down. I've got some lovely tiger prawns here. At this stage, meat, vegetables are an option too.
Yeah.
Anything
okay.
you like, you can put in there.
Yeah.
Today we're going to cook with some prawns because I know you like seafood.
Yes.
These are just the
seafood, I like it.
good tiger prawns.
Yeah.
These have been frozen. You buy them in the supermarket because I want to work with stuff that people are familiar with, things
Right,
they can
so
buy and
these
do
you
this
can
at home.
just, with no worries, they're done, they're deheaded, they're done.
Well,
Fine.
these you buy whole. You defrost them and then we've peeled them.
Okay.
We've took the vein out of them. They're
Right.
nice and clean. Great flavour, really good quality. You can get quality frozen in the supermarket, but you have to know what you look for. Look for whole prawns, the big
Whole,
ones, yeah,
right.
not these little small ones that people make the cocktails and stuff
Yes.
like that. They don't deliver the same
Big
flavour
boys.
or the texture, you know.
Okay, big boys.
So, okay, this is cooking away nice,
Yeah.
garlic. Let's add some prawns.
Yeah.
We're going to put 4, 2 each.
So two each?
2 each.
Is that all?
Okay, to this we're going to add some salt.
Wow.
Again, a little bit of black pepper.
Okay.
It looks like I'm using a lot of salt, but it's about building depth and flavour, you know. And once you get your seasoning down, that's when you start to get the flavours of
Yeah, and I
real
suppose,
kitchen.
as you say, you know, with experience and practice, you get to know the taste
You
that
get
you
better
and your
at it.
family like, really,
Yeah.
because the kids might like it maybe, you know, a little bit sweeter, maybe for the base sauce.
Yeah, a little bit sweeter, you know. As you can see, have a taste. This is just at the point. It's just salty enough where later you can add or take away what you want to do with the next sauce.
That's good.
Good, no?
That's
Great.
good.
I'm happy, I'm happy. Okay, so our prawns are just cooking away here. We're just going to
Yeah.
give them a quick fry.
Okay.
Little bit of colour on each side. See this
So really, it's
caramelization?
so really, they don't. It's just literally a couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes, and the tomatoes are just breaking down,
Just
aren't they?
when
They're
they
just like go.
burst like that. This is the time you want to drop more
Cool.
olive oil
Yeah.
just to loosen it up. Be careful with me now because I'm spitting. I'm a fan of spitting here.
You're
Okay,
spitting.
so in goes our tomato sauce which we just made.
Yeah. Again, couple of. Cool.
Just enough.
Yeah.
Now you're building flavour upon flavour, you know.
Right.
The prawns, all that flavour and juice that came from the prawns is going to make its way into the sauce. Give it a taste of the sea. Okay, so we've got our prawns in there. We've got the tomato sauce. All the flavour from the prawns is going into the sauce, and all the flavour from the sauce is going into the prawns. Here I have some fettuccine pasta.
Here's some you prepared earlier.
Here's some I prepared earlier. But don't be afraid to do this either, to prepare it earlier.
Can you really do that? Can you cook it?
You can cook it just before al dente. By al dente, I mean with a bite, just before it's at its point of being cooked.
Right.
And for example, if you have some people around to eat, you can drop it back in water again and just finish it off in the last few seconds.
Ah.
Nobody's going to know the difference.
Nobody's
Go
going
on.
to know. Because there used to be this thing, wasn't there, that you could pick pasta up, and if you threw it at the wall and it stuck, it was done. But I suppose in a big kitchen like
Okay,
it,
well
you
we
can't
won't do that today. You know? Okay, so we're just going to drop it in there. This is, as I said, almost cooked through.
Right.
It's missing about 30 seconds here in the water.
That's
and,
it, 30 seconds.
It's just a little cheat that we're going to do for the magic of television.
magic. Yeah, but like you say, you can do this at home if you had people round, get
Absolutely,
it done,
yeah.
get it all prepared.
Don't put yourself under too much pressure because as you can see, I've got a
Enjoy.
4-ring hob here.
Yeah.
Even someone like me can find it hard at home. You know, if you're trying to get everything ready to pass at the same time,
And
got
you're trying to
sauces
talk
on
to
the go,
people
talk to people,
and-
maybe
yeah,
having a few
yeah,
glasses of wine.
Absolutely.
It can be difficult, you know.
I know.
So, if you have the more stuff you have prepared earlier, the better. This sauce can be made 2 or 3 days beforehand.
Yeah. Okay.
So, in we go. We'll check this for seasoning. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, so
Again, more fresh basil. And this again.
we're going to garnish with some fresh basil here, just while we're waiting for the pasta.
Yeah.
As I said, this pasta, you know, 40 seconds away from being cooked. You've got to learn your points of cooking, you know. You've got to taste the pasta when you're cooking.
Yes.
And find it just where you like it, just before it's cooked. And then later, in the moment, back into the boiling water again and finish it off like this.
Right.
Because you don't want it to pass its point.
Well, there's nothing worse, is there, if you put pasta, even if you drain it and you end it with a pool of water.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just.
Okay,
at
so
my house.
in goes the pasta.
Wow, the
Almost
smell is absolutely amazing.
Okay, so this is how simple it is. In here, we have nothing but good flavours, nothing but great colours, all very healthy, all the stuff you can buy in the supermarket.
But looks so impressive. You could do this on a sort of a lunchtime or an evening. It's really, like say, versatile.
Super versatile. The sauce is super versatile. The flavours are fantastic. Just like you do in the restaurant, it's ready to serve. Now we're going to finish with a bit of grated Parmesan. This you can buy in the supermarket, also pre-done. Just to sprinkle inside.
Okay.
Just in the last minute, because you don't want to heat up the Parmesan. You don't want the oils to separate from it, to make it all greasy, okay? So the Parmesan is just going to stick to the pasta. This is how the Italians do it. Okay, we'll just move it around a bit like that. Excuse me for a sec. We're going to dish up here.
Absolutely gorgeous. And such beautiful colours. It looks, I mean, your taste buds are going even before you have a taste.
Here we're dealing with nothing but flavour. So,
and smell, it hits every sense. It looks good, it smells good.
I'm going to finish here with a fresh Parmesan, a couple of shavings. Just like the Italians.
Yeah.
And that's it, Vic. You've got a beautiful prawn pasta, really quick, really simple, with a base sauce and all fresh flavours.
And here are the ingredients if you want to have a go at Les's fettuccine with the most amazing tomato sauce. 2 onions, 6 cloves of garlic, 2 tins of tomatoes, a few leaves of fresh basil. You need some cooked pasta, sliced garlic and chopped cherry tomatoes. Thank you very much. Well, that's it from us for this week. Join us next time on Island Kitchen, where we'll have loads more mouth-watering delicacies for you. Well, he will. I just do the eating. See you next time.